evening everyone and welcome to tonight's extraordinary council meeting. I'm Councillor Matt Lowcott, the Mayor of Worcester, and welcome to everyone here, but I think we all have familiar faces in the room. This is a public meeting and members of the public and press are permitted to report on the proceedings. Reporting includes filming, photographing, making an audio recording and providing commentary on proceedings. Please note this meeting is recorded and streamed live. These recordings are published on the relevant meeting page of the Council's website. By choosing to attend this public meeting, you are deemed to have given your consent to being filmed or recorded and for any footage to be broadcast or published. If the alarm sounds, the premises must be evacuated immediately. Do not spend time collecting personal belongings. All emergency escape routes are clearly signed. Once you have left the building, the assembly point is on the High Street opposite the Guildhall. Members are asked to use the microphone situated at the small table if they wish to speak on the agenda item. Okay, agenda item 1, apologies for absence.
Thank you, Chair. We have a number of apologies received. Councillor Amos, Councillor Cooper, Councillor Collier, Councillor Cookson, Councillor Kinnersley, Councillor Jagger, Councillor Round, Councillor Smith. Mayor, there may be a couple more apologies. Obviously, we're grateful that members have been able to make this extra meeting tonight. So it may be that further apologies have been received and they haven't been processed in time. Okay, thank you.
And do we have any declarations of interest? No? Perfect. And public participation, we have no members of the public registered to speak. If we move on to the final item, agenda item 4, council tax resolution. And Councillor Denham will be proposing. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a technical paper to kind of complete our requirement in setting a budget. So at our meeting of council on the 18th of February, we considered and approved a budget for this council for next financial year, and we agreed our medium-term financial plan. And this included the precept, the amount of council tax for Worcester City Council. It is one of our responsibilities that this council is the billing authority for council tax. So when residents receive their council tax bill, it comes from Worcester City Council. But the size of the bill and the amount of money is actually collecting council tax on behalf of Worcestershire County Council, the Police and Crime Commissioner, Hereford and Worcester Fire and Rescue Authority, and for those people that live in Warndon Villages Parish now, or St Peter's the Great County Parish, they also have a parish precept. I do think it's kind of worth noting that this council actually has a relatively small share of the overall bill, and that the Police and Crime Commissioner gets quite a bit more money. Kind of leave it to our residents to decide which is best value for money. And of course, it's only the county council and us as a district council who have the rate of increase that we're allowed on council tax to be capped. And I know under this government, the decision to continue that cap was actually being mindful about residents' ability to pay and potential impact on the cost of living. So I want to formally propose the numbers. Council tax resolution as set out in Appendix 1.
Councillor Denham, thank you. And yeah, and I think Councillor Holmes, are you due to second?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I too have to observe, as Lynn has, that that the meagre improvement or increase for a Band D, and I have a Band D council house, is about £6 a year, and I spend more than £6 every week on ice cream. So I think I could have afforded to have paid the extra. I do appreciate that that the government does wish to keep control of people's spendings, but I do think that you also need your services, and the services that this council provides are worth every penny, and it wouldn't have made much difference to me if I was spending £2 a month rather than 50p a month. So quite happy to have spent that money. So I'm happy to, but I am happy to do the formal commitment of this council tax.
Councillor Holmes, thank you. Now, obviously, we did debate this item in full at the council meeting, and we are here tonight just for the council tax resolution. So, bearing that in mind, do we have any more speakers? Councillor Stephen, Councillor Stephen, thank you.
I think, basically, obviously compared to the rate of inflation, I think the proposed increase is a modest increase. And I think, as everyone will know, energy prices are going up. The minimum wage is going up. We are a fair wage employer. And I believe this is a proportionate and fair and a modest increase. And I'd urge other members to support this motion. Thank you.
Councillor Stephen, thank you. Councillor Cross?
Thank you. Happy to support the motion. Look forward to a proper overhaul of local government funding. It seems that that's a high priority for our national government, but happy to support this. Thank you.
Councillor Cross, thank you. Any for Councillor Kimberley?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Obviously, I will be supporting noting the report and the proposal. I think residents will have very genuine questions about the value for money they're getting on some of these services. I think that we must challenge and continue to scrutinise the work, particularly of the PCC. I have spent a lot of time with Warndon SNT, and it just seems to me that frontline policing needs to be properly resourced. Every penny that is spent on frontline policing is money being spent on prevention and on solving the causes of crime and tackling it locally. And local police services need to be properly resourced. I continue to be very concerned that the PCC is not necessarily spending that money as effectively as he could. I attended an event which was supposedly billed as a public sort of service, as a surgery, if you will, but it was stuffed to the gills with merchandise for West Mercia Police, but it had John Campion's name on it. And I wasn't sure that that was entirely proper or the best use of PCC funds. So I'd like to note those questions, and I hope that we will continue to scrutinise how the money that we are raising for the PCC will be spent. It is a very significant share of what people are paying on their council tax. Thank you.
Councillor Kimberley, thank you. Councillor Desira, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So I spent a good deal of today at a conference aimed at ending youth violence, and one of the opening speakers was John Campion for the PCC. He has committed verbally to supporting all the agencies who work towards prevention rather than cure, and all those early interventions that make such a difference, especially children subject to what they call ACE, and early life issues that then have repercussions. However, I learned separately that there wasn't a plan beyond September to fund our City Youth Team, intervention team, which does fantastic work. So I hope that that extension that they have secured will be continued. Supporting the people who are on the front line who deliver these interventions and and other agencies as well, including things like Dawn Project. Thank you.
Councillor Desira, thank you. Do we have any further comments? No. Okay, I think if we move to the vote, and it does need to be a name vote, so I'll let Sian take us through. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, because this is part of the, under our constitution, this is part of the annual budget setting and council tax resolution process. Our constitution requires a name vote. So I'm just going to read out the names of the councillors who are here tonight and ask if you are voting for the resolutions, against or abstaining. Councillor Agar. For. Councillor Ali. For. Councillor Alcott.
For.
Councillor Barnes. For. Councillor Cross. For. Councillor Denham. For. Councillor Desira. For. Councillor Holmes. For. Councillor Kimberley. For. Councillor Lamb. For. Councillor Lawrenson. For. Councillor Lewing. For. Councillor Mace. For. Councillor Murray.
For.
Councillor Norfolk.
For.
Councillor Pingree. For. Councillor Sadiq. For. Councillor Stephen. For. Councillor Udall.
For.
Madam Mayor, thank you. That's unanimously in favour.
Thank you all for your time and your succinct comments and points well made. And I will now